What's up, what's up, guys, and welcome back to the I'm Hungry podcast. I'm Foster.
I'm Daniel.
And we're late night with I'm Hungry.
Late night
What's up?
episode. Not
Yeah.
much. It's
Dude, I
for
just
those
got
of you.
so paranoid for a second. I thought my mic was maybe picking up something else, or like a different mic was picking up, but I think I got it.
Oh,
But
okay.
if I'm picking up the wrong audio, I'm sorry. But anyways, yeah. What's up? You were talking?
I was just so the audience knows it's like 9:15 p.m. for us. So
Yeah.
real
On, like,
late,
Sunday
real late
night.
night. Yeah.
Right
Sunday
before
night
the
episode.
beginning of the week.
And I'm
The
lit up with
the night.
glorious
It's
light.
like feels like the night before a battle.
It does. It
You
does.
know what I mean?
I have too much
I
to
was
do
just-
tonight.
Literally same. I think I'm gonna stay up all night.
All night.
Yeah.
Like when are you gonna?
Like
are you
maybe.
literally,
Yeah. I don't know. Like I can't. I have a midterm tomorrow. I have a midterm at like 1 p.m.
Really?
tomorrow. Yeah. It's my first midterm. I have a midterm at like 1 p.m. tomorrow.
Jeez. I'm so sick of tests.
Haven't studied a lot.
You studied
So
a little bit.
Yeah.
Is your mic working?
Yeah, okay. I think it's picking up on the right mic. I just switched out my headphones. If you notice, I have
Oh.
these earphones in instead of headphones, like over ears, because I figure I spend a lot of time at my computer, and normally I have my speakers on, but for when I'm doing things with the camera, I like to have, or just like things like that require like, or like gaming, things just require a little more audio fidelity. I like to have, the headphones in the inner ear, but I don't want to develop a bump, a valley, because that happens. you
Oh,
know?
what?
You get an indent. You get a dent in your fucking head if you
No.
wear a headset for too long. Dead
No
ass.
way.
I am not even joking, bro. Look
I
it up. Like these
no.
like Twitch streamers, these YouTubers that literally that all they do is wake up, headset on, game all day, just sit in front of your computer. Like it's nighttime, take it off, go to bed, wake up, do it,
All right.
put it on.
Okay, the first thing I found says no, headphones will not give you a dent in your head.
No, okay. Well, I believe it. I believe it. Whether they want to say it's real or not, I think I believe it because it makes sense to me.
Headphones
sense.
will not change how your head appears.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe. Okay, that's what they're telling you. Dude, think about it. Like foot binding. The neck rings that they use in Africa.
No,
the tribes.
no, hold on.
It's the same. You're about to check. You're checking.
Foster, there's a dent. There's a dent on your head there anyway. There's a dent in everybody's head at that
It's
point.
not a
If you
dent
run
on
your
my head.
yeah, in my head too, and I don't wear these things that much.
I
If
don't
you-
have a dent. I don't have
Oh,
a
you don't
dent.
have? No, if you Foster, you got to take off the beanie. If you start at the back of your scalp,
You
like
can see my hideous,
start-
look at my fucking hairline. Is this? Am I balding? Am I balding? I think my
I don't
hairline's
think
just
so.
like that.
I think you just have that hairline. It's like a crazy widow's peak, or I don't know if that counts
That's
as
what
widow's
I'm
peak.
saying, dude. Okay,
It's just
yes,
the-
thank you. Cause
Yeah.
one time I took my hat off somewhere and someone goes, "Oh, dude, male pattern balding. It's okay." And I was like,
I
"What?"
think that's just your hairline.
Because I also have a cowlick right here that makes my hair go up.
Yeah,
So
I have the
it makes
same.
me look
I have the
like
same
Metaphor
thing.
the crazy
I have the same thing.
from
It's
the
just
side.
not. This isn't as dramatic. I just have a smaller one. But
yeah,
wait,
bro,
no.
okay,
You
wait.
got to start. Put your hand. No. Wait. Oh, okay. You got to.
No, okay.
You have a bump in your head. I guarantee you have this bump. If you put your head, if
Dude,
you
I don't
start
have a
on the
fucking
back,
dent.
if you start on like the top of the back of your scalp and then just
Yeah,
run it
yeah,
forward,
yeah.
you can feel a part where it dips in. That's just
the
your head.
curvature of my brain and my head.
It's
My
Dude.
head is a sphere.
you're saying
It's
okay.
an oblong shape.
You're saying that
like the Earth. Did you know that the Earth isn't really actually perfectly round?
I did
It's
know
more
that.
egg shaped. That's why
It's like
it has
an
a tilt. That's why it has a wobble. But does the wobble cause the seasons? I can't remember. Is that what?
No,
the
seasons is
are
caused.
from?
Well, seasons is caused because of the tilt, but I don't think it's because of the wobble.
The
Like the
axial
axis,
tilt.
the axis is tilted, but I don't know if it's not because of this. Is that what you're saying? It does this over time, or like what? Yeah, it's because of the. It's because the seasons are because it's just tilted as it's rotating around, right? Um,
Oh,
so
I see.
you know what? People get this. I remember when I learned about this in high school. We watched a video where it was like students at Stanford or Harvard or something couldn't didn't know why there were or like why this they all got the wrong reason. And now I really hope I get it right, but the reason is because when the like let's say when we're at the the Earth is tilted like this and it's going around the sun and it stays tilted, right? So when it's
like a
the sun's
45,
here,
like an 18 or whatever.
yeah, whatever it is. If the sun's here and it's tilted like this, the continents, the part of the world that's tilted like this close to it gets a higher angle of incidence of the sun of the radiation. So it's hotter there. And then the angle of incidence of the rays at the part that's tilted away is shallower, so you get winter.
I see.
And then you go around and it changes, I really hope that's correct.
And then when it goes the other way, when it finally like shifts to a different degree, like from 18 degrees to like negative 18 degrees or whatever the fuck, from north, from like
well, you mean when it just goes around?
Because that happens. No, when it goes like this, and now it's like this. It's literally the opposite.
But doesn't that
is that like the magnetic shift? Is what I'm saying.
You're talking about the thing that happens over like millions of years, right? Or like thousands of yes. I'm pretty sure it does happen. I'm not sure. I just know the reason we have yearly seasons is because angle of incidence is higher here, so we get more direct radiation, and then over here it's shallower.
I feel like we were talking about something before this that was like funny.
The bump on the head.
Say something else.
The bump on the head.
The dent. No, but dead ass. Whether it's real or not, I believe in it. And I don't want a dent in my head, so I switched to these earbuds.
Why would these give you a dent in your head? Can you just explain? Is it because of the weight?
Yeah.
Like pushing down like this.
And the compression.
Foster, it's your skull. You have a developed adult human skull. Those things don't
Have you seen those like African tribes that put the rings around their neck?
No.
And they have these huge fucking necks.
Oh, I have seen that, yes.
Have you seen foot binding? I know you've seen foot binding.
All right. But those are things that are designed, Foster. Those are things that are designed to change your shape. These are not. These just sit on your head pretty passively.
Maybe that's what they want us to think.
Any dents that are there that you feel are because your hair gets matted and then you're like feeling that dent, or it's the dent that's already naturally present. Because I have one. Like the top of your head is very weird shaped.
Bro. You can't change my mind on this. You can't change my mind.
Oh my god. Do you know in like
it's okay for if you're like an audio technician and you go and you work for like 6 hours and you have them on your head? That's fine. I don't give a shit. But like I don't know.
But what?
I don't know.
It's fine. I mean, it's not gonna give.
Like it's like in headphone use in moderation. I don't know. You know what I mean?
That's the most.
It's like a beer.
That's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. Literally, the first two results that when I googled it said no, they do not do this. It's not a thing.
Whatever.
You can't change the shape of your skull with mild pressure every now and then.
But constant mild pressure.
Constant mild pressure.
Listen, I'm on my computer a lot, dude.
I just
like the weekends. I'm just in I sit here.
But so
and
like
I watch fucking. Well, actually, this weekend I had to fucking do shit. I had to work. I had traffic school because I got in a car crash.
You did?
Yeah.
Was it bad?
No, I mean, not really. My car still works. His car still works. There's a fender bender, quite literally. I bent his fender.
Did you just run into him from behind or something?
Yeah, it was my fault. I didn't. I was trying to merge lanes on the highway, and some dude sped past me, didn't let me in. Before I knew it, the guy in front of me was braking.
Oh.
And I drive a fucking Civic, so the brakes were like, oh, okay, we'll try our best. And then,
can't make any promises.
Yeah, but they didn't hurt my car or anything.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but I gotta go to traffic school,
That sucks.
so I'm doing that shit online.
Did you ever do traffic school like when you were getting your license?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or not while I was getting my license. Not
Oh.
like while I was getting my license.
Like before you got your like I did traffic school and then got my like got tested at the same like I did like 2 weeks of or 3 weeks of like driving school and then I got my license from that place. Did you do that? Or did you just
I
go
did
take
like
the
the
test?
I did the driving school, but then actually I took the test still.
Yeah.
Like I don't know
Oh, yeah.
why I didn't get the package to just like do the test because it was probably like what like $50
Oh,
more
you mean like you took the test somewhere else separately or
at the
something?
DMV.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They
Yeah, I
taught
just
me
took
how
it-
to take the test, and
and then you took
I
it
the
somewhere
test.
else. Yeah, right. I did that. Yeah, I did that too. And I remember that being in the class when you had to do like the sit down part, there were people in there who were in traffic.
They used to
school,
take that.
so-
They used to teach that shit at high school, bro.
Really?
Driver's ed used to be a fucking
Oh,
class.
I've heard of that. Yeah. I'm so sorry for the brightness of the light on my face. It's kind of ridiculous. Well,
It's fine.
our
It's a
audience doesn't care.
podcast.
It's a podcast. Listen to it if you don't like looking at it at me.
Yeah.
I was
Fucking
going to say something.
Open your ears.
Open
Control
your
the
ears. I got big ears.
I'm all ears.
I'm all ears.
Dude, we should approach like a animation company with like the D&D transcripts.
That would be. I bet people
That'd
have
be
done
funny.
that. Well, there are YouTube. There are like short videos or like YouTube
Yeah.
channels where they do that, right?
I've seen those.
Yeah. It feels
Dude, I got wait, hold
this. I don't like it that much actually. Now that I think about it, I like imagining what's going on more than seeing it because it's always more funny.
on. Yeah. Yeah.
When
Because
you're
sometimes
talking about it.
jokes like things are funny because it's just like we're all at a table
Yeah,
and we're all just like, that's silly.
yeah. It's
And
not
then if you take
necessarily
it too
funny
far
when you
and
make
you're
it.
like, okay, let's fucking
Yeah,
draw it.
exactly.
And then, like,
It's like some stupid joke. It's not worth it. It's
Yeah.
you can't take it so seriously by applying such creative
we
media to it.
we didn't go over our weeks. Subscribe.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Enter ad. Subscribe. This is going in your brain. This is mnemonic imaging or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm talking about? Subscribe. Follow us on Patreon.
The
follow us
power
on,
within.
on Spotify.
The power.
Alright,
within.
anyways,
Yeah.
the power within. What was I gonna say? How was your week?
Oh yeah, it was okay. I think we were talking about before we started. It was a little rough. Well, you said you had a bad week. I had a
Yeah, dude, bad
long
week, bro.
and tiring week. I wouldn't call it bad. Like I'm just trying to think.
That is bad week for me. Like,
But when
just
it's
every
fulfilling.
day, I'm like, I really gotta try this today.
That was my week. But when it's fulfilling, like at the end of the week, you're
No.
like, I did a good job this week.
No,
I did lots of
I
stuff.
did-
No?
I probably got reported to the dean of students again this
Oh
week.
no.
If
Why?
I'm gonna be real, I slammed my fists on a table. And
That's it?
I don't know. Like, it was kind of loud, and the room got pretty quiet after I did it. I didn't look up and look around to see because
Why did you
I
slam
didn't
your
want to
fist on the
threaten
table?
anybody. What? Oh,
Why
because
did
the
you-
fucking Wi-Fi wasn't fucking working in the goddamn classroom in the middle of fucking campus. I fucking hate ASU so goddamn much. This godforsaken university in the middle of the fucking desert with teachers that don't give a shit. Like, anyways, like we were literally just sitting in an empty class. It was recitation on a Friday for this class I've taken 3 fucking times, which the professor didn't pass me because I swear to God he had a fucking like grudge against me or something. Maybe because he was fucking bald and fat. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, fuck you,
Jeez.
Dr. Kingsbury. Like, anyways, this is the 3rd time I'm taking this class. I'm sitting in this fucking empty recitation classroom on a Friday afternoon. And this fucking grad student is just sitting there eating like not doing anything, like blank screen. And I go up and like he's like, I graded your homework. I look at my homework, 6.5 out of 10. Like, what the fuck? What did I do wrong? I go up to him. I'm like, hey, can you explain? Like, and like I'm trying to look at shit. That's when I slammed my fist on the table because the Wi-Fi wasn't working. I was just really frustrated. There was also a couple other things that was bothering me.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not gonna say it because I don't think. I miss one of my ex-girlfriends a lot.
Oh.
Shout out all the people at my work. I talk about it all the fucking time. But it's like always in my head and it fucking bothers me. But anyways.
Yeah.
Well,
it'll yeah.
Yeah. I'll get over it eventually. I go to therapy.
Yeah. Well, one of my friends.
But that's the other issue. I haven't been to therapy in the past like fucking month. But I go this Thursday.
Well, that's good.
So I've just been therapy going fucking crazy.
Well, I hope it helps.
But I've been keeping a lid on it. I've been doing a good job at keeping a decent lid on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good. There was some crazy shit that happened this morning that I could go into, but it's kind of like TMI, or it's kind of like triggering. It's probably triggering for some people.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll leave it at that for this episode maybe, but yeah.
I'm
sorry. I'm sorry that your week. I'm sorry that your week wasn't good. I hope therapy helps. I honestly, can you just explain? Because I've never. Goodness gracious, the light. I've never done, like, any kind of therapy or anything. Can you just explain if you're comfortable? Like, is it? Do you just get to basically talk? Is it, how structured is it? I guess is what I want to know.
Yeah, I just sort of like walk in and I just start like going on about like my problems and like how I'm feeling. And I'm already like, the problem with me is like I'm already analyzing like pretty much everything, like going on around me, like the things I say, the things that are happening, like people's like I just am naturally like, what is this person thinking? And it's bad because like I get ideas about what people are thinking, you know, and it's like, well, I can't read their minds. I don't know. I don't know them. I don't know their experiences. There's a lot of things that can influence personally. Yeah. But either way I do it, so it's just like kind of stressful. I don't know where I was going with that.
Well,
so it's just like.
So when you go to therapy, you just talk about, or you were just saying you already analyzed it, but like.
So like I look at myself and I try to go in there and talk about the things that I feel like I have a problem with myself, because that's the thing I feel like a lot of people don't really get about therapy is like you can go in there and just vent, but I don't know, like if you're looking for a therapist to just be like a person to agree with you, like it's like that's a very expensive person, you know.
Yeah, right. Is that, and that's
so,
not what
like go for it. What?
Well, so do you go? You like if you go in there and vent, and then they disagree with, like they offer as an objective.
I don't like therapists that disagree with me. I guess I don't.
Oh, you don't like? Okay.
I like my therapist to like take an objective third party stance. To my actions.
Well, but what if your actions are objectively disagreeable? And they disagree.
Then he'll.
Okay.
My specific therapist, I've been seeing him for like a couple of years now, so he'll tell me, and then I'll be like, okay, yeah. Or like he'll tell.
That was what I was wondering.
He won't like objectively disagree with me, but he'll be like, well, think about this.
Yeah.
Or like,
so it's not like it's not like yes.
Here's why society or like the third party opinion would think that would be wrong.
Yeah. So it's not like a yes man. It is as objective an opinion as possible.
Yeah.
Maybe without being like inconsiderate.
And that's what I look for too. That's what I'm looking for, is because I feel like I'm a decent like decision maker, but I do have my own biases.
Yeah.
And I am crazy, and I can be impulsive, especially with the bipolar.
Yeah,
when I'm manic.
Right. Yeah.
It's actually crazy. Like I look at other people and like I remember I asked my therapist once. I was like, do other people just like live like normally? Like, and it is kind of that different sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but it's like, I don't know.
That is crazy.
I don't know. I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just yeah, it's really interesting. I don't.
Yeah, I go, but some people don't think therapy is like a efficient form of like
Of
I
therapy.
don't know, medicine. Like
Yeah.
medication doesn't sound like the right word, but yeah, medication, I guess.
Yeah. Well, what
Like
other? But
I don't think that like they like it if you're like me, and like I feel like one day I might want to get like a pilot's license. I'm not sure if that'd be possible. Just because considering my condition,
yeah.
what the fuck? Like what? It's a weird thing to call it, but like that's what it is.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So, what is
I don't
the other
take
option?
meds.
What's the option besides
Like
literal medication
literal
and therapy?
medication. I
That's it.
don't even know.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I am not qualified to like have opinions about it, but I will say that I think a general way for someone to feel better about anything is to talk to another person about it. But you know, like, have you ever like had like I'm sure everyone's experienced this where you just are like kind of freaking out about something, or you're like, you know, stressed, or you're anxious about something, and then you talk about it with somebody else and you just explain it to them, and then as soon as you're done explaining, you're kind of like you realize that you're like, oh, it's not as big a deal as I thought, just because you said it, you know. And I know,
All the
like,
time. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, like just talking about something makes, like, saying it to somebody else and just have them react neutrally, it helps you like get more
Yeah.
perspective on it. It helps you feel better. So
Just
I don't.
hearing it out loud
Yeah,
can
and it's
be
harder
like
to get that
what
hearing out loud. Yeah, exactly. But and so sometimes I will talk to myself, like I'll say what I'm gonna do or something just to myself in my room or whatever. But it's not as helpful as when you have somebody else, because I think just having somebody else there legitimizes it a little bit. You know, enough where you're like, you hear it out loud and you know that somebody else heard it out loud, and you can both discuss whether it was crazy or realistic, or you know, whatever, and then you'll feel better about it. Or even if you don't have a discussion, usually just knowing that somebody else knows what's going on makes you feel so much better. So like I think it's a totally legitimate way to work through problems. That's for me, you know. I don't know how, obviously, like I said, I'm not qualified at all in any other capacity other than just like
Yeah.
my day-to-day problems, but I don't understand why people would say
I
that
feel
it's
like it
not
helps.
a
I
great,
don't
not
know.
a good way. Yeah.
I feel like I definitely would be. I don't know. Like, fuck. I don't want to like say things that like would incriminate me. Even though I probably already have like in episodes, but I feel like I definitely would be like a lot more violent person if I wasn't.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a therapist for a long time,
Right.
since like the 6th, 7th grade.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I feel like, yeah, and I did have anger problems. I used to
Yeah.
beat kids up on the playground. I remember one time.
Jeez.
Well, they just bothered me. Like they were like, I was trying to
Well,
talk to
yeah,
this
it's
girl I
not-
liked, and
Yeah.
they kept following me around. And I remember I told them, I was like, please stop. And I was like, please stop. And I told them that because what happened is I used to not say anything, and I used to just fucking start punching them. And then my
Yeah.
dad saw that, and he was like, hey, you can't just beat kids up.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, sure, whatever, I guess. So I started to ask them, and I remember I told them, I was like, you know what happens when I get mad? I was in like 5th grade, dude. This was like 5th, 6th grade.
Yeah.
6th grade. Yeah, 6th grade. And then, yeah, I remember like I choked a kid out. I feel like I almost broke one other kid's arm.
Jeez.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's well. So, but it wasn't like you didn't seek out,
No.
like, it was
Or
because you were like they were bothering you, right? And you maybe
I
you
definitely
overreacted.
started the fight.
Yeah, right. You started the fight and you probably overreacted, but like you didn't go and just, you know, initiate. Well, you initiated the violence, but you didn't initiate. You weren't the antagonist in the whole thing, right? Yeah, you didn't initiate the situation. So that.
I feel like, yeah, and that's the story. That's the story of my life. Is
That's
people just be fucking people be in my shit, bro. Like, fuck off. Like, get the fuck out of my shit. Like, I don't like you. Like, I probably don't like you. Like, I don't know.
chances are.
I hate to say that, because, you know, there's a lot of people that, like, probably think that I like them. And I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like, oh, I am a hater. That's how I was fucking raised. Like, my parents, they didn't give me that hope. They didn't like tell me that things could be good. It was always the downside. It was a very glass half empty family. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
dude, can you tell?
I don't think that necessarily means you're a hater. I think you might just be pessimistic and
a pessimist.
Yeah, pessimist, and then also just, not. I don't particularly enjoy, like, if I can help it, I don't like talking to new people. I don't hate it, and I'm okay at it, but, like, I'm also the same way of, like, I kind of want to just exist and do my thing, and then when there's a situation where, like, I have to meet people or I need to meet people for something, I'll usually become friends with them, and then it works out naturally. But I don't like people. There's somebody at school who was telling me, like, if you, like, I think we were talking about the Midwest or something. He was like, yeah, if you're the weird one if you don't go up and talk to random strangers. And I'm like, I would be the weird one. I can't do that. I much prefer to do my own thing until it's absolutely necessary for me to talk to people, and then I usually enjoy it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to, like, start a conversation with a random stranger, and that's just how I am. And I think it's okay to be like, what?
I'm definitely more like that these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, what you were saying is just like, it's okay. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's just how some people are, and I don't think anyone should give either type of person grief for it. I think people need to be understanding. It's introverts and extroverts, and it's just a degree. You might be a pessimistic introvert ish. I don't know. You always seem pretty extroverted to me, so I don't know.
Me too. Like, I was fucking, I don't know, but it was always just like, I don't even know what I was in pursuit of. Like, I don't know.
Or maybe you've become more introverted.
Recognition. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I wanted recognition. Yeah, like, I never felt, like, recognized. I want to be applauded. I want to be
celebrated.
I don't know. I have very grandiose delusions.
Yeah.
Like, talk to me. If you had talked to me when I was, like, I believed I was going to change the world, and I still do.
Though?
Like, I still do degree.
But when?
Like I do believe, because there's no other way I can think about it. But, like, that's what stopped me from, like, killing myself. Is that, like, sorry, trigger warning. Whoa, but, like, as I was like, I convinced myself that I was like, I'm such a asset to the world that, like, I can't. It would be such a selfish act against humanity itself. Wow. That if I were to take my own life, I don't know. I thought about it a lot, though, like, back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, knives, guns,
Well, I'm glad that you, obviously, like, I'm glad that you let you reason that, and I think it's I think it's good reasoning. Like, you can have those lofty ambitions for yourself, and, like, that's what keeps me going too. And who knows if it's ever going to be true, but, like, I'm invested in doing big things, and I'm just going to do my best, and it may not pan out, but I will try, And
yeah, and at this point, exactly. It's like, I'm looking around, and there's just so much, like, there's a lot of good, but there's also just so much, like, bullshit. And
Yeah.
I see so many ways that we can make the bullshit not bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like hard, but like
Well,
there's so
you
much
can
to do.
you can do it. You can you know you can
There's
do,
so
you
much
can
to
implement.
do, and the fact that there is stuff to do is like. I think about the saying like pull yourself up by your bootstraps a lot, and
Yeah.
people always like rag on that. But when I think about like when you think about that, like I bought a pair of boots.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out
I remember the
Colby
boots.
James Black. These fucking boots are sick as fuck. But like, these are the bootstraps, right?
Yeah.
Bootstraps.
Right.
Like, I think about pulling myself up by these. Like, I'm not like that's a hard thing to do. Like you're struggling. Like you're on the ground. Like it's not you're pulling yourself up by those because you're putting your whole body like into fucking like. Have you ever like you know what I mean? Have you ever like pulled something up at a weird angle like by using like the torque of like something else?
Yeah.
It's like the same idea. It's like it's a struggle. It's desperate. It's like it's like it's an animal like urge to just like keep going. You know what I mean? I feel like people think like the pulling yourself up by your bootstraps it should be like going to the gym.
Yeah. Like.
You know what I mean? Like getting a pump on.
Yeah, getting ready.
Walking out and feeling good. It's like no. That shit is you're gonna be puking. You're gonna be crying. You're gonna feel that shit in the next hour. You know what I mean? You're not.
Wait, so is that saying? I've never like fully understood what that means. Does that mean you're pulling your whole like? Is it like you're standing and then you're standing in your boots already and then you're pulling on your bootstraps and lifting your entire body off the ground? Is that what you're doing? Is that what like the phrase is implying?
Yeah, you're like using your shoulders and like the force generated between like the pulling action in your shoulders to like straighten your spine and like hold yourself up basically.
What?
Like stand up straight. Like
Okay.
you can stand up straight. That
Yeah.
requires a little more like dexterity
Yeah. Sure.
and like hold your sock and pull your shoulders up. See what I'm saying?
Well, I understand the sensation, but why is this what the saying is
Yeah.
telling you to do? Why?
Yeah.
Why? What? I thought there was
Because-
like. Hold on. I like your
Okay.
interpretation of it, but now I'm confused. What does it mean?
It's like there's no one around to help you. Like you gotta pull yourself up. Like there's no one
Oh.
and no thing around for you to get up on. So you gotta pull yourself up. You gotta straighten yourself out. You gotta
Okay.
put your chest up. You gotta keep
So-
walking.
Well, but it's literally, but it literally does like apparently it literally did mean it was like a sarcastic, like an impossible. You know, it suggests an impossible accomplishment, which is lifting yourself off the ground by pulling up your own bootstraps, which is physically impossible.
Oh, okay.
So, so it's the same. It's like it's a a feat that is
I feel
barely
like there's
possible,
even.
maybe
I
is the
feel like
literal.
that's a thing. Is like something that had one meaning that developed into the opposite.
Yeah, like now what it means is like yeah,
I feel like
it's
that's
like
a literary idea.
it's like something. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps is like you do something that's very difficult, but everybody should be able to do it. That's the current.
But it was
meaning.
originally supposed to be humorous in the fact that you can't.
Yeah, it's literally a physics. Apparently,
Wow.
it was a physics conundrum, like a physics.
Wow, if
question.
that isn't just like so America, you know what I mean? Wow, that's amazing. Anyways, but you know what I mean? Like,
What? What's amazing? The fact that we took that and turned it into a.
Yeah, the fact that America took that like that not real thing and then literally just was like,
Yeah.
oh no, it's this definitely, and then told everybody that, and then everybody was like, okay.
Yeah, it's weird. It says it's like the current meaning is something. It's something everyone should be able to do. Everyone should be able to pull themselves up by their bootstraps because everyone's, at the bare minimum,
Got
everyone's
bootstraps.
got bootstraps, right? But it is very difficult to do. So it's not like the
Dude.
original meaning is literally like,
Yeah, it's
this
literally
is an
like America was
impossible
too
thing.
dumb to understand it, and then they applied like the hardest. It's like accidentally making level 1 the boss fight.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like
Shout out
it's
America, come on the podcast.
it's like blow your own sail. It's like those like physically impossible things that are intended to either motivate or discourage you from doing something yourself. Like the
Yeah.
blow your own sail one is that you can't blow your own sail, and in this case, we're saying you should pull yourself up by the bootstraps or something, and that both are impossible, physically impossible. But one of them is like, do this thing even though it's really hard, and the other one is you can't do this because it's too hard. That's interesting.
Yeah. I also just feel like the world is like constantly fighting against me. I don't know. I am a pessimist, doomer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Doomer.
If you watch
Yeah.
the podcast,
Yeah.
you understand. Sorry to be so dark on this episode.
Well, it's a dark episode. It's the late
It's
night.
the night.
I'm hungry.
It's the nighttime. Wow.
Yeah.
This is what happens. Do you want more? Do you want more nighttime episodes? Let us know in the comments below. But yeah, we're sitting at like 36. You wanna? Or you
Yeah.
said you. Yeah, it's
I
good
should-
stuff to
I
do.
should
I
probably
got
go.
stuff to do.
I got stuff to do as well. Yeah.
Fucking
Um,
school, dude. Once
yeah,
I get this
school.
goddamn degree, and then I get my fucking. I want to get a welding certificate.
Yeah.
right?
Welding. Yep.
Once I get those two things, and then I'll get some land. Maybe I'll even get some fucking land before that. I'm gonna get some land. I'm gonna go to Home Depot and I'm gonna get one of those fucking $15,000 like house sheds that you can just buy.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna get a generator and I'm just gonna fucking I don't know live on my 2 acres is a lot of money, but like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Learn Japanese, move to Japan. Let me see, what do I got here? Where do I want to go?
What are you gonna do with your?
Sendai.
That's where you wanna go?
Yeah, it's a nice city. That's where I.
Is
think,
that where
that's
you're
I
gonna
think
have
it
your
is.
house? Like that's where you're gonna bring your Home Depot house?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Or yeah, and then I'll be. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do in Japan, but I've been studying.
You've been studying.
Or at least today I did. And then I did a couple days last week. Speaking of which, I think I'm gonna lower the time value from 20 to 15. I feel like 20 is a bit of a commitment.
What's the time value?
How
Per
long I
week?
do it every day.
Oh, every day? Oh, 20
Yep.
minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, I was
I
like,
think 20 is a bit high.
yeah. It just takes consistency.
Yeah, it's hard for me to like do that every time.
Yeah. That was learning Japanese.
Yeah, every day. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's like 20 minutes. But 15 minutes I think I could do.
That's like me with
I saw
journaling.
something that was like 10. I saw something that said like 10 was good.
Yeah. I have a feeling that if you like just consistency, as with anything, going to the gym or learning any new skill, consistency is the most important thing. And especially
Yeah.
with learning a language, that's like an entirely cerebral, and I guess there's, you have to use your mouth and everything, but that's something that you can process a lot faster than working out, So I think, yeah, you just do a little bit every day. That's
You still playing the drums and shit?
Yep, still doing. I'm doing a drum set thing for Steel Band again. I don't have them with me right now because I didn't have room when I moved back in over after winter break because I took them home so I could play with Anna and Dad. So they're not here right now, but I'm still I'm able to play on the drum set in the Steel Band room, and I actually haven't tried yet. I should go to the music school and see if I can use the drum sets they have there in the practice rooms. But yeah, I'm pretty
That's
good.
sick,
I'm
dude.
like good enough where I can pick up new beats, new grooves pretty quickly, and I can like improv stuff. and
Would
keep
you
the-
ever
keep
want
the
to make a
tempo.
living playing music?
Probably not like as my primary living, no. But earn some money.
Well, what if it could be? What if like you just get so good at like, dude, call in Daniel, and you're like, I'm busy, and then you're like, you give him some crazy rate. You're like, give me $100,000, and they're like, okay. and then people get in the word. It's like that's what he's charging.
I mean, sure. What would I be doing though? I'd be DJing a rave or what? Okay, yeah.
Composing a Pixar movie.
No, that would be Colin. Colin's doing that. That's his specialty.
What would you be doing then?
Music. If I was doing a music thing,
yeah.
I would probably be doing gigs with a band or by myself or something. Like I like performance. I don't like recitals so much anymore. Just I like gigs with people doing other things and I'm adding atmosphere. I like that kind of stuff. Less pressure. It's
I have
less
some things.
stress.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's just I don't like performance stress so much, but I like my level of stress when I'm at a recital is like up here, you know, and then if there's even a little bit of people doing other stuff where I feel like I'm not the absolute center of attention, my stress is like gone. I'm like so comfortable if there's any kind of informality to it where it's not just I'm the performer, where I'm like I'm just the musician who's there while other people are doing stuff. That lowers my stress level so much. So that's the kind of music I'd want to do.
I need to see you in a jazz club, dude. I need to see you play some jazz.
I want to do some jazz. I need to do. Honestly, I would want to do piano too, but I would love to do jazz drums as well. It looks so fun.
Yeah.
Like the sounds you can get out of a jazz, like when you play jazz on a kit with the brushes and the like. There's a lot of cool techniques that you do, and it just like especially big band jazz. It's really cool. So that'd be fun. It's really hard though, from what I know.
Fucking love some jazz music, dude.
Yeah.
All right, we're about to go, and I have some things written down, but we're about to leave, so I'm not gonna explain them at all. I'm just gonna read them.
Okay.
Sound universe, waveform universe. The universe is made of sounds, right? You know what I mean? Like string theory, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Sounds. I really think that's got some heat to it. There's this quote from Sun Tzu. Disorder comes from order, fear comes from courage, and weakness comes from strength, or something.
Okay.
And it was kind of like depresso, but it was like positive in the sense where it was like you take a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down type of beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that makes sense to you. I'm not going to explain it.
Sure.
Oblique wings on planes. Look this up if you have time. Oblique wings. NASA, we were researching it. Then they just fucking stopped. They are better at supersonic speeds than regular wings.
Yeah.
And there's this project that they were doing to have one that can convert from like traditional wings, which are better at like subsonic speeds, and it, like once it hits that threshold, it converts into an oblique wing, and it can go in supersonic speeds. And they did like the test and everything. It would be faster and like public transportation. You know what I mean? Like pedestrian planes, all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But then they just stopped, and they just were like, okay, we're not going to do that anymore. But yeah, and then bees have a positive charge, and they fly.
I heard this.
By like creating a negative charge, I guess, or some bullshit.
What?
And why can't we do that? I don't know. You know what I mean? Why can't we figure this bullshit out? Why can't we fly? Why can't we levitate? I want to make some gloves. I want them to make some gloves that can harness the static electricity that we naturally generate by the movement in our fingers, and then we can like have these giant robot hands or some bullshit. You know what I mean? Some giant power fists that are like electrically powered, and it's like. I was thinking about that, and I wanted to bring that up for a while, but I just kept forgetting. But yeah, I don't know how it would work, but in my head it made sense, and I drew a picture, but I'm not gonna bring it out right now.
Why don't you?
Because I'm not gonna explain.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. And that's it. Think about all that, audience. Think about that.
Think about all that. Think about all that, audience. And leave a comment below on what you think about that. And leave some comments on some things that you think we should think about.
That's a good idea.
Follow us on Instagram. Comment on the Instagram posts what you think we should think about it.
And TikTok.
Yeah. If we have a TikTok, we're trying to figure that out. I think it got deleted.
Oh no. Really?
Yeah. Somehow. I don't know. I'm talking to Ivy about it, but yeah.
Dang. That sucks.
RIP. Also, shout out that guy I met at Zoomies. You're a G.
What
Thanks
guy?
for following.
Oh, nice.
Some guy. So I told him about the podcast, and he followed us.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. All right.
Yeah, all right. I think that's about it for me, audience. Is that it for you?
That's it for me.
All right. We're going to cut it here. Thanks for listening to I'm Hungry at Night, which is just like a regular episode for you guys, I guess, but whatever. Subscribe to the YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. Check out the Patreon. Yeah, Apple Music if you use that bullshit. But that's about it. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Stay safe. Peace out. I'm Hungry Nation.